Okay, dear students, good evening. Once again, we have to start from the point we have left yesterday, and we are just going across the topic post-independence era, India after independence. मैं स्टूडेंट्स हम लोगों ने सफलतापूर्वक 3 पार्ट को कवर किया सक्सेसफुली, हिस्ट्री ऑफ 18th सेंचुरी, हिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉलोनियलिज्म, हिस्ट्री ऑफ नेशनलिज्म, एंड नाउ वी आर गोइंग अक्रॉस द टॉपिक पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस era. And here we have already covered. Actually, here also we need to develop an integrated approach among different topics. I have just given you a diagram, and the diagram consists of 6 important issues which are instrumental behind the nation building in India. मैंने एक इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच डायग्राम बनाकर आपको दिया है जिसमें टोटल 6 इश्यूज हैं और वो नेशन बिल्डिंग से जुड़े हुए हैं, जिसमें हम लोगों ने कल तक 3 इश्यूज किए और आज मेरा एक प्रिसाइज लेक्चर होगा इशू नंबर 4 पर, बिकॉज़ द इशू नंबर 4 इज नॉट इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस. दिस पार्ट इज बेसिकली एसोसिएटेड विद द सोशल इश्यूज इंडियन सोसाइटी, but here I have to deal with the certain aspects. From this aspect we will not find a question, but suppose you will find a question to what steps was taken by the Indian government just after the Indian freedom in the direction of nation building. मतलब पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस एरा में किस प्रकार से नेशन बिल्डिंग के लिए स्टेप्स लिए गए. तो वहां पर थोड़े वर्ड्स में आपको बाकी 6 के 6 स्टेप्स लिखने पड़ेंगे. तो मैं तो कोशिश करूंगा एक क्वेश्चन मैं भी आपके लिए डालूंगा कि यू पीपल हैव टू ट्राई दिस क्वेश्चन एंड यू मे सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन. सो इन द लास्ट आई जस्ट पुट दिस क्वेश्चन टू यू पीपल. एंड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट अस स्टार्ट द 5 MCQ क्वेश्चंस इन व्हिच यू आर हैविंग द एक्सपर्टीज. सो लेट अस स्टार्ट नाउ. क्वेश्चन नंबर फर्स्ट. It made its proposals in May. This is about some specific plan or a specific the constitutional proposal for India. It made its proposals in May. It still wanted a united India. There was to be a federal union composed of British provinces. Above quotation is related to. मतलब इसमें कहा गया है कि इसने अपना प्रस्ताव मई में रखा था. इसने एक संयुक्त इंडिया की बात की थी, विभाजन को एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया था. एंड इसने एक फेडरल सिस्टम का प्रपोजल रखा था जो ब्रिटिश प्रोविंसेस से मिलकर बनेगा. एंड ये कहा गया कि ये कोटेशन निम्नलिखित में किसके लिए है. चॉइस ए साइमन कमीशन, बी गांधी रिबन पैक्ट, सी क्रिप्स मिशन एंड डी कैबिनेट मिशन. सो मैं स्टूडेंट द क्वेश्चन इज कॉन्सेप्चुअल बट यू पीपल आर डेफिनेटली ब्रिलियंट, सो यू विल इजीली सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन. प्लीज ट्राई दिस क्वेश्चन, गो थ्रू द स्टेटमेंट एंड ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट द राइट आंसर. All are D. My students have become so smart. It is just like one of the easiest questions for you people, but not so easy because you people have developed expertise. That's why you have very tactfully and in a very easy manner you have solved this question. Question number 2. Which one of that is the information on this topic. Which one of the following Indian leaders was dismissed by the British from the Indian civil services? A. Satyendra Tagore, B. Surendra Banerjee, C. R.C. Dutt and D. Subhash Chandra Bose. मतलब आपसे पूछा जा रहा है कि इनमें से कौन ऐसे थे जो सिविल सर्विसेज से डिसमिस कर दिए गए थे, और इनमें आपको नाम चार्ट दिया है. सत्येंद्र नाथ टैगोर हैं, बी. सुरेंद्र नाथ बनर्जी हैं, सी. आर.सी. दत्त हैं और डी. सुभाष चंद्र बोस हैं. आपको फाइंड आउट करना है. बी फास्ट. Satyendra Nath. Surendra Nath Banerjee should be the answer. Actually, devoured civil servants were Surendra Nath Banerjee, Arvind Ghosh. Satyendra Nath Tagore was the first Indian to be selected in Covenant Civil Services in 1861. So Satyendra Nath Tagore is having such a distinction. R.C. Dutt is the first Indian commissioner, the first Indian civil servant who reached up to the status of a commissioner rank, and that is R.C. Dutt. And Subhash Chandra Bose himself resigned. He was not debarred. He was not disqualified. He himself resigned. Subhash Chandra Bose. So Surendra Nath Banerjee is the better choice. In 1943, INA was formed in which of the following regions? Twice A Japan, twice B Burma, twice A Singapore, twice D Malaya. Be fast. Singapore is the correct answer. I have told you it is on 26th October 1943. 21st. And 21st October 1943. That was Singapore, and INA government and INA both have been formed simultaneously at Singapore. Question number 4. The plan Balkan for fragmentation of India was the brainchild of which of the following? There are certain names: Mr. Churchill, B. M. A. Jinnah, C. Lord Mountbatten, and D. V. P. Menon. Yes, Lord Mountbatten. Plan Balkan. Dicky Bird plan. We are calling Dicky Bird plan. So C is the correct answer. Question number 5. This is a bit challenging for you people. Arrange the following events in chronological order in ascending manner. 42nd Constitutional Amendment, Hindu Code Bill, recommendation of Kaka Kalelkar Committee, and 4th formation of Mandal Commission. B का मतलब हुआ 2, 1. My student, it is a challenging question for you people. A 42nd Constitutional Amendment Bill 1976, Hindu Code Bill 1951, Kaka Kalelkar Committee recommendation. Committee was formed in 1953, but it gave recommendation in 1955, and formation of Mandal Commission. It was formed by the government of Janata Party. In 1977, the government was formed, and possibly in 1978, there was the formation of Mandal Commission. So on this basis, there should be 2314. 2314. C should be the answer. Have they selected C? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
C. Some of them have selected C. Okay. This question was a bit challenging, my friend, but still you people have made a try. And some of you have just got the success. It is really praiseworthy, commendable. My friends, let me be clear. Can you specify any question? Can you specify any question? Now, just tell me one thing. Mr. Ankur, ask my students, what about my homework yesterday? A long question. My students, give me the hint. Have you answered my question yesterday, which I have just given to you yesterday? Have you attempted my question? Did you get success? कल जो मैंने आपको क्वेश्चन दिया था, आपने ट्राई किया? Do you need any help from my side? Can I help you? Need help? This is the question. Post-independence India chose a separate path for nation building, which is popularly known as unity in diversity. Examine the statement. And my friends, you people have possibly didn't, you can say, take initiative. That's why you find difficulty. This question is just like, you can say, cakewalk. मतलब मक्खन के तरह ये question है. You can solve it just like a cakewalk. In what way? Post-independence India chose a separate path of nation building. Here I am just making clear. You can start the question in this manner. Now suppose you find a question, you find a problem. How to start the question? Very simple. Yesterday, whichever statement I have just given to you, you can start your question with the same statement. मतलब आप बहुत अच्छे से इस statement के साथ question को आरंभ कर सकते हो कि nation building was really a greater challenge for India than even its independence from British rule. That is your introductory statement कि भारत की स्वतंत्रता से भी बड़ी चुनौती थी भारत के लिए राष्ट्र निर्माण. Okay, that is introductory line. Then the second one line, from John Strachey to Rudyard Kipling. The different British scholars very clearly disqualified India from being a nation. It was true India could not have gotten success in nation building. Could not have gotten success in nation building on Western parameters. So India chalked out a different path for nation building. It consciously made following compromises. Am I sure your path is clear? After giving dot, place one by one point. Because I have already mentioned the point, so I'm not going to repeat it and dictate you. At the point first, India preferably chosen Canadian model of asymmetrical federalism in place of American model of asymmetrical federalism. My friends, the size of the question 250 was. At the second one point, India made a compromise on the front of the state language, the issue of state language and the national language. In 2 to 3 lines, you mention about the state language. Not the Constituent Assembly, you can say, chose Hindi as the state or you can say in 1963, on the basis of the, you can say, rules of state language. In 1963, India chose Hindi as the state language, but simultaneously English as an associate state language. And likewise, the Western nations, the nations in Western Europe were created on the basis of a single language. But India, in its schedule, mentioned 14 languages. So India became a nation of 14 languages. That's point is clear. Then India even made a compromise on the basis of creation of the linguistic state. It preferred to create the linguistic state on the basis of the recommendation of State Reorganization Commission in 1956. It created the 14 states and 6 union territories. Then you can make the next point. Even on the issue of uniform civil code, India made a compromise and accepted the specificity of the, you can say, the personal code of the different communities. And the next one, you can say, India followed the policy of India provided protection to the religious and linguistic minorities. And last but not the least, India followed the policy of secularism. India as a state policy preferred to follow the policy of secularism, the equal treatment to all the sects, all the religion. And then with the change of paragraph, in this way, India emerged to be India developed a new model of nation building that is popularly based on and that is popularly known as unity in diversities. That's all. In size of the question is 250 words. देखो आप अगर जब तक राइटिंग में हेजिटेट करोगे, आपको राइटिंग में कितनी भी परेशानी है, मैंने क्या कहा, ओनली सोल्यूशन टू रिमूव द हर्डल्स ऑफ राइटिंग इज टू डू राइटिंग. देयर इज नो हेल्प. दूसरा कोई रास्ता नहीं है. आपको राइटिंग का प्रैक्टिस चाहे कितनी भी मुश्किलें आए, आपको करनी है. डेली यू हैव टू राइट, यू आर सपोज्ड टू राइट वन क्वेश्चन. अंकुर आस्क माय स्टूडेंट्स कि नाउ हैव दे बीन क्लियर अबाउट द आंसर ऑफ द क्वेश्चन? प्लीज माय स्टूडेंट्स गिव द हिंट. आप लोग थोड़ा हिंट करो. ओके, नाउ माय स्टूडेंट्स स्टडी. ये नीचे कैसे करें? मेरी राइटिंग लोग समझ पाएंगे. दे विल फाइंड डिफिकल्टी. सो अंकुर यू विल सेंड देम लेटर. यू विल सेंड देम लेटर बिकॉज़ दे विल फाइंड डिफिकल्टी इन राइटिंग, आई थिंक. Mean you have to mention out the points. In the second one, 5 to 6 points we have mentioned, so you have to mention the point.
I also write the point that you suggest us. Only difference is that my
No problem, Bhavna. You are doing a good job. Actually, whenever I will start, I will give the intro. So definitely my intro will be more apt and more. But it is due to my, actually I am having expertise of the years and decades, you can say. But you people will start writing in whatever way you can write. That is praiseworthy and commendable. But all of you gradually give me the information कि now I have been comfortable even in question writing. आप जैसे भी लिखो, आप ऐसा कोई आवश्यक नहीं है कि आप इसी तरह से एसेंशियल नहीं कि आप इसी तरीके से लिखो. आप इसको एक मॉडल मानो एंड जस्ट ट्राई टू डेवलप ऑन दिस बेसिस ग्रेजुअली. डेली वन क्वेश्चन कंपल्सरी. वन क्वेश्चन you have to do writing on daily basis.
why communist helps.
So why are you going to be so curious about Subhas has been left? And the communist, actually Subhas was himself a socialist and he was a communist sympathizer. And even the communists initially, when Subhas left India at that time, even the communists were just speaking with the same tone as the Subhas was speaking against the British. So they were having the identical view on the Second World War and on the issue of the protest against the British. That was the only reason. Now, could I go further? My students, especially I have given you the assurance. I have to show you the certain maps. Where is the map? That's one. Yesterday I have told you in Canada. This is Quebec. I have told you yesterday, you may recall, Quebec was enjoying the special status in Canada. Quebec. On the basis of the theory of asymmetrical federalism. On the principle of asymmetrical federalism, which was actually even appropriated by India in Indian constitution, asymmetrical federalism. Then you come to know that is Belgium. I mean, that is Spain. In Spain, you can say that is Catalonia. Catalonia. It was enjoying a special status, and that is the Basque country. Even it was enjoying the special status. This is Belgium. So here you find Wallonia, special status. In this way, Belgium was smaller in size, but still there were the diversities, and there was a demand for the special status. So Belgium had to accept this. Now, yesterday we have now we have to done the first to ensure the social justice, but here we are not going to give much more time, you know. This one. Now, my students, here the point number 4, to ensure social justice to those who had grown under the twin pressure of feudal and colonial exploitation since centuries. If you have to do the nation building, so in course of the nation building, you need to extend justice to the weaker section of society. So far as you are not going to extend the justice to the weaker section of society, how can you ensure the social? How can you can say get success on the front of nation building? मतलब आपके राष्ट्र के अंदर जो कमजोर वर्ग है, जैसे महिलाएं थी, दलित वर्ग के लोग थे, जो अल्पसंख्यक समूह थे, पिछड़े समूह थे, जब तक आप उनको न्याय नहीं दोगे, सामाजिक न्याय नहीं दोगे, क्योंकि सदियों से वह चक्की के दो पार्टों के बीच पिस रहे थे. एक पार्ट था सामंतवाद जो एंशिएंट टू मेडिवल था, और दूसरा था कॉलोनियलिज्म, उपनिवेशवाद. तो उपनिवेशवाद और सामंतवाद के दो चक्कियों के बीच जो लोग दो पार्टों के बीच जो पिस रहे थे, उनको आपको जस्टिस देना था. तो इस कंटेक्स्ट में फर्स्ट यू फाइंड माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटीज, वुमेन, डिप्रेस्ड क्लासेस, बैकवर्ड कास्ट. One of the major challenges before the framers of the constitution was to ensure social justice to the weaker sections of society like minorities, women, Dalits, and backward classes. Safeguard to religious and linguistic minorities. The fundamental rights grants protection to both religious as well as linguistic minorities. Article 25 to 28 of fundamental rights ensures the safeguard to religious rights. Whereas since Article 29 and 30 ensure the safety of rights to linguistic minorities, therefore it was the great achievement of India as a nation. तो देखिए, अब सबसे पहली बात ये हुई कि there is the question of the protection to minority communities, you know. So after partition, you can see the climate of India, the political climate of India turned to be worse and there was you can say a major communal strife in India. The majority of Hindus they were not in a mood to give any concessions to the Muslim community. And what happened just after the independence, in Constituent Assembly there was the formation of a minority commission, and it was placed under the control of Vallabhbhai Patel. So this minority commission recommended that there should be the abolition of separate electorate. तो आप जानते हो कि separate electorate तो भारत में वैसे भी नहीं रहना था, क्योंकि separate electorate को ही तो एक बहुत बड़ा विलेन माना गया. Separate electorate के कारण इंडिया का पार्टीशन हुआ. So separate electorate was immediately abolished. But at that time Jawaharlal Nehru and some other leaders, so they were in mood to give some protection to minorities. In what sense? In the sense that they should be given some reservations in legislative assembly, but not reservations, you can say, yes, there should be some sort of proportional representation. Suppose you can say they are losing the separate electorate and they belong to the minority community, so there should be some reserved seats for them in the assemblies and the provincial assemblies and the central assemblies. But at that time they didn't dare to extend the proposal to Constituent Assembly, because at that time, in the unhealthy environment of communal strife, the majority committee could not have accepted the proposal. So due to the growing animosity between the Hindu and Muslim community, at that time even Bhimrao Ambedkar, just you can say, made a very trenchant and very sarcastically, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar made a statement. What is the political environment of India presently? If someone is talking for the betterment of the majority community, he is treated as a patriot. He is treated as a patriot. And whosoever is talking about some security and some safety to minority community, so he is treated as a traitor. मतलब उसने कहा, डॉक्टर भीमराव अम्बेडकर ने, क्या भारत का राजनीतिक वातावरण है कि कोई अगर हिंदुओं के पक्ष में बोलता है तो वो देशभक्त माना जाता है, और जो मुसलमानों की सेफ्टी की बात करता है वो देशद्रोही माना जाता है. तो इस तरह का इन्वायरमेंट था. तो ये बात तो चल नहीं सकी. अंत में माइनॉरिटीज को इतनी सिक्योरिटी दी गई कि भाई यू विल बी प्रोवाइडेड द रिलीजियस एंड लिंग्विस्टिक सेफ्टी, द सेफ्टी ऑफ रिलीजियस फ्रीडम एंड to promote your linguistic identity. So from Article 25 to Article 28, which form the part of fundamental rights, so they provided the freedom, the religious freedom to the minority community, and Article 29 and 30 to linguistic minorities. So in this way you can see there was a provision in safeguard to religious and linguistic minorities. Protection of women. And now just observe the protection of women. So after independence, the women empowerment was a major priority to the government. In 1951, the proposal of Hindu Code Bill was brought in order to uplift the condition of women, but the various Hindu organizations opposed the move. Later, Nehru withdrew the proposal. Later, government passed 4 different acts: the Hindu Marriage Act, the Hindu Succession Act, the Hindu Marriage Act 1955, Hindu Succession Act 1956, and apart from that, the Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act and Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act. So this is the provision. Here I have to make it clear. Actually, my friends, just keep in your mind. In Constituent Assembly, there emerged the question of the safety and security of the women, because in historical period, under the pressure of patriarchy and the feudal relationship, women suffered a lot in history, previously, and after that, you can say after freedom, even under a colonial government, women didn't get proper justice, because colonial government, in fact, carried some reforms, social reforms for the upliftment of women. But the colonial government was equally conscious about the fact that the women should not be accorded such a large number of rights which might have irritated the Hindu patriarchy or the patriarchy in India. So the colonial government maintained some sort of balance between the slight improvement in the condition of women and to keep the Hindu patriarchy and the Hindu patriarchy in good humor. मतलब कि कुल मिलाकर यह समझिए कि आप यह कहेंगे कि भाई महिलाओं की या वुमेन की दशा में सुधारने के लिए तो जो ब्रिटिश सरकार थी उसने तो बहुत सारे उपाय किए, बहुत सारे लॉज बनाए, लेजिस्लेशन किया, इससे तो वुमेन को काफी फायदा हुआ. लेकिन मैं वहां आपको कौन सा रहना है. जैसे देखिए, आपने एक बात महसूस किया होगा कि डिप्रेस्ड क्लास पीपल के मतलब अपलिफ्टमेंट के लिए भी कुछ ब्रिटिश ने किया, कुछ वुमेन के लिए भी किया, लेकिन ब्रिटिश बड़ा ही एक बैलेंस्ड अप्रोच लेके चलते थे. वो कुछ तो इंप्रूवमेंट वुमेन के कंडीशन में किया, परंतु जो ब्रिटिश थे इस बात के प्रति बहुत ज्यादा कॉन्शियस थे कि वुमेन का इतना ज्यादा हम इंपावरमेंट ना कर दें कि जो हिंदू पैट्रियार्की है, जो पुरुष प्रधान समाज है, वो हमसे नाराज हो जाए. तो ब्रिटिश ने हमेशा उसमें बैलेंस लेने की कोशिश. उसी प्रकार से देखिए, अब कुछ तो राइट्स उसने डिप्रेस्ड क्लास को दिए, मतलब दलित वर्ग के लोगों को कुछ उसने अधिकार स्वीकार किया, लेकिन डॉक्टर भीमराव अम्बेडकर मानते रहे कि जो कॉमन तालाब पोखरा है और कॉमन टेंपल है, उसमें आप दलित वर्ग की एंट्री को कंपलसरी करिए कि डिप्रेस्ड क्लास पीपल वहां एंट्री कर सकते हैं और कास्ट हाई कास्ट हिंदू से नहीं रोक सकते हैं. तो ब्रिटिश ने इस प्रकार के कानून बनाने की हिम्मत नहीं की, बिकॉज ब्रिटिश वर एक्चुअली जस्ट ट्राइंग टू मेंटेन अ बैलेंस बिटवीन द हाई कास्ट हिंदूज and but simultaneously certain improvement in the condition of the depressed class people as well as the women. So it was the balanced approach the British always took. So just after independence, you can say it became almost. And one thing you might have realized in course of the national movement itself, right from Rajaram Mohan Rai to Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar, Swami Vivekanand, even Dayanand Saraswati, all taught in terms of the upliftment of women. And from Gandhi to Tilak, all have favored the betterment in the condition of women. तो आपका नेशनल मूवमेंट का एजेंडा ही था महिला उत्थान कार्यक्रम, और जितने भी लीडर्स राजाराम मोहन राय से लेकर ईश्वर चंद विद्यासागर, स्वामी विवेकानंद, दयानंद सरस्वती, सभी ने महिला उत्थान की बात की थी. तो आपको तो ऑलरेडी एजेंडा में वुमेन अपलिफ्टमेंट प्रोग्राम था. So now in Constituent Assembly, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, here I have to inform you, Nehru formed the first ministry. Nehru formed the first ministry after independence, and in this ministry, we will surprised to know that he didn't take simply and he didn't induct ministers simply from the Congress party, but even the non-Congress leaders were also inducted into ministry. One such leader was Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, who belonged to All India Untouchable Federation, and second one leader was Syama Prasad Mukherjee. So Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar just decorated the post of a law minister, and Syama Prasad Mukherjee possibly commerce and industry ministry. So far I am recalling. In this way, these were inducted into Nehru's ministry. So Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar ministry. So far I am recalling. In this way, these were inducted into Nehru's ministry. So Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, he was the head of the Constitution, drafting committee as well, chairperson of the Constitution drafting commission committee as well. But up to 1950, the Constitution was already enforced. So in 1951, he was in the Lok Sabha, or you can say Lord Chamber of India. A debate started about a separate Hindu code bill, because uniform civil code, this agenda was simply dropped down, and the personal laws for Muslims, Christians all were accepted. So, but about Hindus, it was decided that at least there should be a common Hindu code bill, and this Hindu code bill is, you can say, largely applicable to Buddhists, Jainas, Sikhs, etc. So इस तरह से आप हिंदू कोड बिल का उन्होंने 1951 में हिंदू कोड बिल का प्रपोजल आया. उसमें डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर एक लॉ मिनिस्टर थे और जवाहरलाल नेहरू थे. सो देयर वाज द मेजर क्वेश्चन हियर, आई हैव टू मेक यू क्लियर. द मेजर क्वेश्चन वाज बेसिकली द प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स ऑफ वुमेन. व्हाट वुड बी द प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स ऑफ वुमेन. So my friends, here you can say initially Jawaharlal Nehru or Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar just promoted the cause for the equal property rights for a male and a female child in the family. Suppose you can say in a family there are the three brothers and two sisters and father and mother. So whole property should be divided into 6 parts. One share to father and mother, and one share each to 3 boys and 2 girls. Means each child, whether he may be a male child or female child, he should enjoy the equal property. So Jawaharlal Nehru was definitely having a progressive approach. So Jawaharlal Nehru just supported this proposal, and Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar stood by the side of Jawaharlal Nehru and both promoted the cause of the equal right for a male and female child in a family. But my friend said Dr. Rajendra Prasad belonged to an orthodox Hindu group. He was the president of India, and some other leaders who were orthodox in the Congress, so they opposed the move. They came to realize that in that case, after marriage, the daughter would leave the family and she would be married to other family. So she will now the member of other family, and if she will separate with her own share of property, so family property of a Hindu, the property of a Hindu family had to be divided, and in this way the Hindu family would be broken to pieces. So for that fear, the orthodox Hindu leaders, orthodox Congress leaders opposed the move. At that time in 1951, when Hindu Code Bill was being debated in the parliament, so at that time the election was on the head. The first general elections had to take place, and after all, Nehru was running a government. So in the meantime, some Congress leaders who were working in the party and they were just going to the people for seeking the votes for the Congress. So they warned Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, if you are going to enforce this mode of Hindu Code Bill which you have developed, so that will irritate the Hindus who belong to a minority community in India. So in future, the Congress can be adversely affected in coming elections. So Nehru was the Prime Minister of India. He was running a party, so he retracted from his old stand and he retreated. But Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was adamant, and he remained stuck to his earlier stand. So when Jawaharlal Nehru retreated from the earlier stand, so Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was so much shocked, he resigned from the post of the law minister, and then he fought the elections separately on the basis of all India untouchable federation. So in the first general election which occurred in the end of 1951 and the beginning of 1952. तो मैं आपको बताना चाहता था कि हिंदू कोड बिल में क्या हुआ कि पहले यह तय हुआ, जवाहरलाल नेहरू और डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर दोनों इस बात को फेवर कर रहे थे कि भाई इसमें किसी भी फैमिली में जो लड़का है और लड़की है दोनों को बराबर संपत्ति का अधिकार मिले. ओके, लेकिन फिर बाद में ऐसा हुआ कि बहुत मुश्किलें आने लगी. मुश्किलें इसलिए आने लगी क्योंकि उधर कांग्रेस के जो ऑर्थोडॉक्स एलिमेंट्स थे, इवन डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया, उन्होंने इस बात को नापसंद किया. उनका ये कहना था कि ऐसे में अगर लड़कियों के पास प्रॉपर्टी राइट लड़कों के बराबर दे दिया जाएगा तो जब लड़की की शादी होगी तो फिर वो प्रॉपर्टी लेकर किसी दूसरे के घर में चली जाएगी तो एक हिंदू परिवार का जो प्रॉपर्टी है वो टुकड़ों में बट जाएगा. तो इसी बात से बहुत सारे ऑर्थोडॉक्स मुस्लिम अप्रोच कर रहे थे, तो नेहरू फिर भी एडमेंट थे. लेकिन चूंकि अब सिर्फ इलेक्शन था, चुनाव था, पहला आम चुनाव होने वाला था, तो कुछ कांग्रेस कार्यकर्ता जो पब्लिक के बीच जा रहे थे उन्होंने नेहरू को चेतावनी दी कि अगर आप इस प्रपोजल को इन टोटो अगर ले जाएंगे तो लेने के देने पड़ जाएंगे, क्योंकि जो ऑर्थोडॉक्स हिंदू थे इतने नाराज हो जाएंगे कि इसका सीधा खामियाजा कांग्रेस को चुनाव में भुगतना होगा. इस बात से नेहरू डर गए और उन्होंने अपने पुराने स्टैंड से पीछे हट गए. तो डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर को गहरा शौक लगा कि भाई कल तक हमारे साथ थे, आज तो बदल गए. तो उन्होंने इसी हताशा में उन्होंने विधि मंत्री के पद से त्यागपत्र दे दिया और सेपरेट चुनाव लड़े. अब नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड टू हिंदू कोड बिल? इन प्लेस ऑफ द सिंगल वन कोड, नाउ इट वाज डिवाइडेड टू four parts, which I have just placed you here. It is 4 part, and what was the part? So you can say this one, the Hindu Marriage Act 1955, the Hindu Succession Act 1956, and the Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act, and Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act. अब देखो, here the property right of a female child was just, you can say, act out or jinxed. In what way? So here I am making clear. Suppose you can say a family, in a family there are the total 5 sons, 3 sons, and 2 daughters, and one is parents, you know. So our whole property had to be divided in 4 parts. 1 to 3 sons and 1 to parents. 4. Now if parental property will be divided, so in that case, if parental property will be divided, so 1 part to male, 1 part to each son, and 1 part to daughter. I'll just take it example. Suppose you can say total family property is 100, for example. So initially it has to be divided. या इसको मैं राउंड फिगर करता हूँ. तो ये जो टोटल की प्रॉपर्टी है वो 25 हाँ 25. अभी डॉटर को आप छोड़िए, इसको नहीं मिलना है. तो 25 and 25 parents. तो टोटल it would be divided into 100 will be divided into 4 parts, 25 each. Then the parents is having 25. So once again the parental property of 25 could have been divided among 1 part to 5 among 25 5 to each of the 5. मतलब अपने जो पेरेंट्स की प्रॉपर्टी 25 है वो बढ़ सकता है, एक उसमें सभी को मिलेगा. तो टोटल जो 100 प्रॉपर्टी उसमें गर्ल चाइल्ड को तो 5 ही मिला और मेल चाइल्ड को कितना मिल गया? 25 plus 5 30. So either 5 either 30. So it was the ratio, you will understand. But my friends, this situation has dramatically changed. Do you know? The Hindu Succession Act of 1956 has been amended in 2005. And on the amended Act of Hindu Succession in 2005, now a girl child is enjoying the equal property right with the male child. आज की तारीख में एक लड़की को उतना ही संपत्ति का अधिकार है जितना एक लड़के को है, क्योंकि 2005 में जो हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट 1956 था उसमें अमेंड कर दिया गया और अमेंडमेंट के बाद अब दोनों को इक्वल प्रॉपर्टी राइट दे दिया गया. बट मैं स्टूडेंट्स, आई हैव टू इन्फॉर्म यू कि एज इन द कोर्स ऑफ 19th century, whole of 19th century, what do you find? There was the legislation of Widow Remarriage Act, but in spite of the legislation of Widow Remarriage Act, it was introduced at the initiative of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Only 38 widows were remarried throughout 19th century. मतलब पूरी 19th century में मात्र 38 विधवाओं का विवाह हुआ. What did it show? What did it mean? It means that simply legislation and law making is not sufficient to provide the right and to ensure the right of anybody. For ensuring the right, you need to create a mental climate. So that's why Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar in Constitution he emphasized that liberty and equality matters only in condition of fraternity. If there is no fraternity, no liberty, no equality. क्यों? क्योंकि जब तक आपकी कम्युनिटी एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेगी उस राइट को, तो राइट आपको मिलकर भी नहीं मिलेगा. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar in his historical speech, which he had delivered on 25th March 1949, just one day earlier than the Constitution Day, in his speech he made this point clear: suppose you are enjoying liberty and even the right of equality, but if you are not enjoying the support of fraternity, in that case, in order to enforce this right, everybody would need at least one constable. टू हेल्प हिम। मतलब अब मान लीजिए कि आप विमन को इक्वल राइट देते हो, लेकिन अगर कम्युनिटी उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं करती है, पता चलता है कि कम्युनिटी की सोच बिल्कुल उल्टी जा रही है और आप अपने विमन को राइट देते हो, तो कम्युनिटी आपके सामने कंडीशन रख देती है कि फिर आपके साथ कम्युनिटी हर तरह के संबंधों को तोड़ लेगी एंड यू हैव टू फेस द कंडीशन ऑफ सोशल ऑस्ट्रेसिज्म, सोशल बाइकॉट। तो इन दैट केस यू विल सिंपली सकम टू द कम्युनिटी प्रेशर एंड देन यू विल विथड्रॉ द राइट फ्रॉम द विमन। तो पेपर पर उसको राइट रहेगा, लेकिन कम्युनिटी उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेगा, तो वो राइट आप एंजॉय नहीं कर पाओगे। तो इसलिए ब्रदर, इसलिए फ्रेटर्निटी भी इक्वली आवश्यक है डॉक्टर भीमराव अम्बेडकर के शब्दों में। सो माय स्टूडेंट्स, अब टुडे गर्ल चाइल्ड इज एंजॉयिंग द इक्वल प्रॉपर्टी राइट विद अ मेल चाइल्ड, बट स्टिल एज द फ्रेटर्निटी हैज नॉट वाइडली एक्सेप्टेड दिस, इवन इन आवर सोसाइटी यू नो कि हार्डली डज अ गर्ल इज मेकिंग द डिमांड फॉर हर पेरेंटल प्रॉपर्टी। आफ्टर गेटिंग मैरिड शी just started, she gets settled in the family of the bridegroom and hardly does it, or the family of the husband, and hardly does she demand any property right from the parental property. तो ये बेसिकली फ्रेटर्निटी की बात है, लेकिन ये समय बहुत समय तक रह नहीं जाएगा, आने वाले टाइम में युग बदलेगा तो हर कुछ बदल जाएगा। एंड आई थिंक दिस इज द बेटर सॉल्यूशन टू द डॉरी सिस्टम इन इंडिया, यू नो। अब नाउ scheduled caste or depressed classes. So my students, actually I have told you when you have made a comparative study of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar and M.K. Gandhi, you come to realize that Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, Gandhi was opposed to the reservation policy. Gandhi believes that the reservation policy would perpetuate the social inequality. So Gandhi opposed this, but Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar always preferred it, and Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar came to realize that so far as you are not going to give the property right to women, so in that case it was quite frustrating. Sorry, if you are not going to give reservation to a scheduled caste and a scheduled tribe, so they will never enjoy the social justice because they are so much socially ostracized, socially exploited, and historically they are so much depressed. They cannot regain their self so far as you are not providing them the essential condition to live, and reservation is the one of the earliest conditions. Actually he also favored the economic distribution of wealth. He believes that so far as they are not having the, you can say, even the meager amount of property to subsist, so how could they oppose the untouchability and such social evils? But at that time, on the front of economic redistribution, the Indian state definitely failed, but at least he tried to ensure the reservation. मतलब डॉक्टर भीमराव अम्बेडकर का कहना था कि जब तक आप दलित वर्ग को आरक्षण नहीं देंगे तो तब तक तो उनका वो सर्वाइव कर ही नहीं पाएंगे, क्योंकि इतिहास ऐतिहासिक रूप से इतने वो पीड़ित है, इतने दलित है कि सर्वाइव नहीं कर पाएंगे। मैंने बल्कि डॉक्टर भीमराव अम्बेडकर की तो इच्छा यह थी कि बेहतर होता कि आर्थिक पुनर्वितरण होता और धनी लोगों से कुछ प्रॉपर्टी लेकर इन दलित लोगों में वितरण हो जाता, तो उनको और भी ज्यादा इस तरह के सामाजिक बुराइयों से उबरने में सहायता मिलती। तो हो नहीं सका, कम से कम आरक्षण मिल जाए। सो हियर यू कम टू नो द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लेड द बेसिस फॉर रिडक्शन ऑफ सोशल डिस्पैरिटी बाय पुटिंग एन एंड टू डिस्क्रिमिनेशन ऑन द ग्राउंड्स ऑफ रिलीजन, कास्ट और सेक्स। दैट वाज द प्रोविजन इन फंडामेंटल राइट्स, सो दैट हेल्प द SC ST as well, and the constitution provided reservation for safeguarding and promoting the interest and rights of the scheduled caste. Okay, for the upliftment it provided reservation in educational institutions, employment and in legislatures. Initially this reservation meant for 10 years, only 10 years, but later on it extended to an indefinite period. A number of social reforms and welfare laws were passed. Landlordism was abolished and a law was passed making untouchability an offense. Article 17 in fundamental rights, untouchability was, you can say, and not simply that. Here I have to inform you about the, you can say, the provision of SC ST. They were given the reservation in legislative assembly, even in the government jobs, you know, for initially 10 years and then for indefinite period. तो उनको आरक्षण दिया गया, ये भी बात हुई। इसके अलावा you will find कि the untouchability was banned in all the forms, and in 1955 there was the legislation of Anti-Untouchability Act, and in this Anti-Untouchability Act of 1955 there was a provision for the penal punishment for those who are practicing untouchability. Initially 6 months jail or 500 rupees penalty, और both simultaneously. तो उनको मतलब दंड का भी प्रावधान रखा गया कि जो कोई भी रूप में इस तरह के जो अनटचेबिलिटी का प्रैक्टिस करते हैं। एंड फिर देन यू कैन से इन 1976 इट वाज चेंज्ड टू अ न्यू नेम सिविल राइट्स एक्ट, एंड इन 1989 यू विल फाइंड देयर वाज द लेजिस्लेशन ऑफ द फेमस SC ST एट्रोसिटीज प्रिवेंशन ऑफ एट्रोसिटीज एक्ट। मतलब उत्पीड़न, मतलब SC ST का उत्पीड़न को रोकने के लिए बना गया कानून 1989, दैट इज you can say in circulation and that is effective even today, you know. So it was the case. Apart from that, for scheduled caste, you know, there was certain provisions for scheduled tribes. Scheduled tribes, actually in Article 46 there were clear provisions for the government would work and the state would work for the betterment of the backward people, you know. And there was a provision for the special provision for the development of the tribal areas in Schedule 5th and Schedule 6th of the Constitution, and President was entitled to appoint a commissioner for supervising the development work of the ST. मतलब प्रेसिडेंट को यह भी राइट दिया गया कि ST के जो डेवलपमेंट है उसके सुपरविजन के लिए किसी स्पेशल ऑफिसर को वह अपॉइंट कर सकता है प्रेसिडेंट, एंड इवन समटाइम द गवर्नर्स एंड प्रेसिडेंट आर एंजॉयिंग द स्पेशल पावर फॉर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द ट्राइबल एरियाज। तो बहुत सारे सेफगार्ड्स ऐसे दिए गए जो ट्राइबल्स और दलित वर्ग के उत्थान के लिए, बट उनके उत्थान में एक और फैक्टर काम कर रहा था। यू कैन साइड द एग्जांपल ऑफ इलेक्शन पॉलिटिक्स एज वेल। इलेक्शन पॉलिटिक्स इन व्हाट सेंस? इलेक्शन पॉलिटिक्स वाज जस्ट गोइंग टू हेल्प देम थ्रू इलेक्शन प्रोसीजर, इलेक्शन प्रैक्टिस। दे हैड टू वर्क फॉर द फर्दर इंप्रूवमेंट, उनके कंडीशन के इंप्रूवमेंट के लिए इलेक्शन पॉलिटिक्स के थ्रू काम किया जा सकता था, और even the present one man one vote system, universal adult suffrage can help them. Up here I'm giving you some brief idea about the Bhimrao Ambedkar exclusively. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar resigning from the Nehru Ministry, then he fought the elections separately in 1951-52, but unfortunately he received a major setback. Even he lost the elections and his party didn't fare well. You can say perform well in the elections, you know. Surprisingly, the Congress could have bagged much more number of seats than his party, the much more number of SC reserve seats, you know. And it was due to the fact that कि गांधी जी became much popular among the depressed caste people. अब देखो एक बात बताइए, डॉक्टर भीमराव अम्बेडकर तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनलिस्ट थे, वो तो एक तरह से असेंबली के पॉलिटिक्स में विश्वास करते थे, कॉमन पीपल के बीच तो गए नहीं। हाँ, उनके उत्थान के लिए वो पर्दे के पीछे काम करते रहे, तो कॉमन पीपल को आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पाया जो कॉमन SC था। एक्चुअली डॉक्टर भीमराव अम्बेडकर का लार्जर देन लाइफ इमेज आप देखते हो, ये तो बाद में बना, and gradually the education spread even among the SC communities and ST communities. So then they came to realize what a good job was done to them by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. He did the illustrious work for their betterment, but they were not initially aware about his, you can say, efforts and his endeavors हाउ डिड दे मेक परसिस्टेंट एंडिवर्स फॉर द अपलिफ्टमेंट ऑफ द कंडीशन ऑफ द वीकर सेक्शन ऑफ सोसाइटी। तो ये डॉक्टर भीमराव अम्बेडकर के साथ यही दिक्कत हुई, गांधी जी को पॉपुलैरिटी ज्यादा थी और कांग्रेस को एक बड़ा ही बिहार का कद्दावर नेता, एक बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग लीडर का सपोर्ट मिल गया था, उनका नाम था बाबू जगजीवन राम। तो दैट्स व्हाई द कांग्रेस कुड बैक द मोर नंबर ऑफ सीट्स इन द इलेक्शंस। तो डॉक्टर भीमराव अम्बेडकर वाज फ्रस्ट्रेटेड आफ्टर द इलेक्शंस। फाइनली इन 1956 he just suggested the 5 lakh mahars in Maharashtra. You will never do justice. I mean, you will never get justice under Hinduism. And once he had made a statement himself, I have been born as a Hindu, but I will not prefer to die as a Hindu. तो उन्होंने 5 लाख महार्स को सजेस्ट किया कि बेटर है कि आप लोग बुद्धिज्म को ही अडॉप्ट कर लो। तो 5 लाख महार्स ने उनके रिकमेंडेशन से बुद्धिज्म को अडॉप्ट कर लिया। अब उसमें क्या देखो, अब एक दिक्कत उसमें क्या आई, आई हैव टू इन्फॉर्म यू। एक दिक्कत उसमें, एक परेशानी आई कि इन हिंदुइज्म देयर इज द कांसेप्ट ऑफ एससी, बट यू नो earlier under Buddhism, because Buddhism didn't believe in caste system, and even Christianity didn't theoretically believe in caste system, nor Islam believes in caste system. So actually SC status was recognizable only under Hinduism. When Mahas just you can say were converted to Buddhism, so initially they lost even the reservation, but later in 1990 it was the government of Vishwanath Pratap Singh who extended the reservation policy to neo-Buddhist as well. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Sorry for interrupting my students. Once again I was going to start. So Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was very shocked and that then हाँ तो मैं आपको बता रहा था कि देखिए एक्चुअली होता क्या है कि एससी स्टेटस कैसे करूं, ठीक है। So my friends, actually SC status was simply in Hinduism because the basic perception about the caste system in India, reservation was based on the socially depressed class people and the socially exploited people, not economically. तो basic जो identity है reservation का वो है social ostracism and social exploitation. तो क्योंकि उनका basic concept ये है कि as in Christianity, as in Islam, the caste system didn't exist. So in Buddhism, so there should not be any SC status in these sects, simply under Hinduism. तो इसमें कुछ जो नेहरू के क्रिटिक हैं वो कहते हैं कि नेहरू ने यहाँ पर सॉफ्ट हिंदुत्व दिखाया क्योंकि as a result of the SC status under Hinduism, which was enjoying reservation, so that automatically stopped the conversion from Hinduism to Christianity. और एनी अदर रिलीजन, क्योंकि अब कोई दूसरे रिलीजन में कोई क्यों जाएगा। डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर ने 5 लाख महारों को बुद्धिज्म में तो कन्वर्ट करवा दिया, लेकिन बाद में रिजर्वेशन की दिक्कत आ गई, तो 1990 में बिस्मार्क प्रताप सिंह के गवर्नमेंट ने फिर न्यू बुद्धिस्ट को रिजर्वेशन एक्सटेंड कर दिया, जिस कारण से रिजर्वेशन फिर महाराष्ट्र को वहां पर मिल गया न्यू बुद्धिस्ट के तौर पर। लेकिन आज भी आप देखिए, यू पीपल आर जस्ट इन टच विद द न्यूज़पेपर्स, सो इवन टुडे यू फाइंड कि देयर वर द पिटिशंस टू सुप्रीम कोर्ट रिसेंटली 1 मंथ अर्लियर कि द एससी स्टेटस शुड बी रिकॉग्नाइज्ड इवन अंडर इस्लाम एंड क्रिश्चियनिटी। बार-बार मांग उठ रही है, क्योंकि देखो साउथ एशिया में जब आपको कल्चर और एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री मेडिवल हिस्ट्री पढ़ाऊंगा तो बताऊंगा कि साउथ एशिया में बेसिकली चाहे वो इस्लाम हो क्रिश्चियनिटी हो, कास्ट सिस्टम इतना ऑल परवेसिव है कि अपार्ट फ्रॉम हिंदुइज्म इवन अदर रिलीजियस डेवलप द कास्ट सिस्टम आर्टिफिशियली। तो कास्ट सिस्टम में सपोज करिए कि जो इस्लाम में जो यहाँ से अनटचेबल ग्रुप, डिप्रेस्ड क्लास पीपल, जो अनटचेबल ग्रुप के लोग थे, वो जब गए इस्लाम में तो वहां भी उनका वही सिचुएशन रहा। इवन अंडर मुस्लिम पॉपुलेशन विल फाइंड दैट असराफ, द एलीट मुस्लिम्स, द अजलाफ, द कॉमनर्स, द लोअर कास्ट मुस्लिम्स एंड अजवा who belong to untouchable categories, तो उनका स्टेटस तो रियल में रहा, लेकिन उनको रिजर्वेशन नहीं मिला। तो ये डिमांड आज भी चल रहा है। सो हियर माय पॉइंट इज, डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर जस्ट प्रमोटेड कन्वर्जन अमंग द डिप्रेस्ड क्लास पीपल, बट ऑन द सेम ईयर ही डाइड, 1956. So he didn't choose his successor, he left some letters, so making the basis of his letters, so making the basis of his letters, you can say कि finally making the basis of his letters, you know, there was the formation of a Republican Party. So Republican Party fought elections in Maharashtra and it got success as well, a number of substantial number of seats. तो Republican Party का फॉर्मेशन हुआ डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर के बाद, उसने महाराष्ट्र में इलेक्शंस भी लड़े, चुनाव लड़े और उसमें सफलता भी मिली उसको कुछ हद तक, मतलब विधान ओवरऑल इंडिया में नहीं, इन लोकल लेवल इन महाराष्ट्र इट गॉट सक्सेस। बट एज द रिपब्लिकन पार्टी स्टक टू द power and political power, so there was a rebel group in the Republican Party. There was a rebel group which formed a different party, you can say, that is called Maharashtra Panthers Party. So there was a rebel group, the Maharashtra Panthers Party. So that carried the, you can say, cause of the depressed caste people. But gradually, even the Maharashtra Panthers Party was divided into parts, and gradually, even its politics subsided in course of time. So in 1980, there was the formation of a Bahujan Samaj Party by Kasiram, and he tried to create an all-India party, but it got major success in Uttar Pradesh, particularly under Mayawati, and Mayawati could just came to grace the post of chief minister, you can say, and in this way, you can say this party progressed a lot, but gradually the Bahujan Samaj Party also stuck to the power in UP. So there was a rebel group, right, that is called Bhim Sena, and then you find that recently the formation of a Azad Samaj Party. इस तरह से एससी का जो पॉलिटिक्स है वो अभी भी चल रहा है, अभी भी वो फाइट कर रहे हैं अपने राइट्स के लिए। तो ये दिस इज द पॉइंट है। अब नाउ व्हाट अबाउट बैकवर्ड क्लासेस और बैकवर्ड कास्ट? तो माय स्टूडेंट्स, एक्चुअली जवाहरलाल नेहरू वाज राइट फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगिनिंग, ही वाज अपोज्ड टू एनी कास्ट कॉन्शियसनेस इन इंडिया, एंड जवाहरलाल नेहरू वाज लिविंग इन हिज ओन मेक बिलीव वर्ल्ड। सो यू नो कि जवाहरलाल नेहरू वाज हैविंग द अनफ्लिंचिंग पावर इन द इकोनॉमिक कैपेसिटी, द अनफ्लिंचिंग पावर power. So there was a rebel group in the Republican Party. There was a rebel group which formed a different party, you can say, that is called Maharashtra Panthers Party. So there was a rebel group, the Maharashtra Panthers Party. So that carried the, you can say, cause of the depressed caste people. But gradually, even the Maharashtra Panthers Party was divided into parts, and gradually, even its politics subsided in course of time. So in 1980, there was the formation of a Bahujan Samaj Party by Kasiram, and he tried to create an all-India party, but it got major success in Uttar Pradesh, particularly under Mayawati, and Mayawati could just came to grace the post of chief minister, you can say, and in this way, you can say this party progressed a lot, but gradually the Bahujan Samaj Party also stuck to the power in UP. So there was a rebel group, right, that is called Bhim Sena, and then you find that recently the formation of a Azad Samaj Party. इस तरह से एससी का जो पॉलिटिक्स है वो अभी भी चल रहा है, अभी भी वो फाइट कर रहे हैं अपने राइट्स के लिए। तो ये दिस इज द पॉइंट है। अब नाउ व्हाट अबाउट बैकवर्ड क्लासेस और बैकवर्ड कास्ट? तो माय स्टूडेंट्स, एक्चुअली जवाहरलाल नेहरू वाज राइट फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगिनिंग, ही वाज अपोज्ड टू एनी कास्ट कॉन्शियसनेस इन इंडिया, एंड जवाहरलाल नेहरू वाज लिविंग इन हिज ओन मेक बिलीव वर्ल्ड। सो यू नो कि जवाहरलाल नेहरू वाज हैविंग द अनफ्लिंचिंग पावर इन द economic capacity, the unflinching power, the unflinching faith in efficacy of the economic power. He believes that if India would just become the economically advanced, so caste system will naturally break down. He believed that once he was going to enforce the economic planning and he will carry the economic development program, so caste system had to broke into pieces. जवाहरलाल नेहरू अपना एक ख्वाबों की दुनिया में भी कुछ हद तक जीते थे, तो उनको लगता था कि जब हमने जो इकोनॉमिक प्लानिंग को इंट्रोड्यूस कर देंगे, पूरी इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट के लिए काम करेंगे, जब इकोनॉमिक का डेवलपमेंट होगा तो कास्ट सिस्टम स्वयं ब्रेकअप कर जाएगा। ये पंडित नेहरू का मानना था। तो इसलिए एससी एसटी तक, क्योंकि डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर का प्रेशर था, तो उनको भी टॉलरेट करना पड़ा। इन एससी एसटी तक तो रिजर्वेशन को उन्होंने बर्दाश्त किया, परंतु जब बात ओबीसी की आई, अदर बैकवर्ड कास्ट, तो साइलेंट, उन्होंने मना कर दिया, कहा कि नो, देयर इज नो इशू ऑफ द कास्ट सिस्टम हैड टू ब्रेक इन फ्यूचर ड्यू टू द इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम व्हिच द इंडियन गवर्नमेंट इज गोइंग टू परस्यू जस्ट आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस। उनका यही मानना था और इसी परसेप्शन के आधार पर बढ़ रहे थे। लेकिन अब ग्रेजुअली इवन द बैकवर्ड कास्ट का प्रेशर आने लगा, ओबीसी कैटेगरीज का, कि वी नीड रिजर्वेशन, एंड इन द मीन टाइम देयर वाज द राइज ऑफ ए लीडर, यू माइट हैव हर्ड द नेम राम मनोहर लोहिया। तो राम मनोहर लोहिया जस्ट सपोर्टेड रिजर्वेशन फॉर ओबीसी एंड इवन वुमेन, कि मैंने ही बिलीव दैट ही देयर शुड बी द रिजर्वेशन ऑफ नियरली 60% इंक्लूडिंग वुमेन, एंड the reservation should have been allocated to women as well. So in this way, Ram Manohar Lohia just promoted this cause. And so Jawaharlal Nehru under pressure, like उसमें तो डॉक्टर राम मनोहर लोहिया एक्टिव नहीं हुए थे, परंतु जवाहरलाल नेहरू फ्रीडम के जस्ट बाद 1923 में under the pressure he formed the Kaka Kalelkar committee. I mentioned about the Kaka Kalelkar committee, and this Kaka Kalelkar committee in 1955 it recommended the caste reservation in government services, but it was not implemented. मतलब Kaka Kalelkar committee just, you can say, presented its recommendations in 1955. Certain number of castes were earmarked and they had to be provided the reservation, but the recommendation of the committee was not enforced, and Nehru's government simply put it into the dustbin. मतलब उस recommendations को implement नहीं किया and put it into the cold storage, you can say. Cold storage means कि ठंडे बस्ते में डाल दिया उसको ऐसे। तो लेकिन but after that it created a consciousness among the other backward castes. So there was the formation of an all India backward caste commission, possibly in 1956 or what, all India backward caste party. So there was the formation of a party. Even Ram Manohar Lohia promoted the cause of the OBC reservation. एनीवे लेटर विल कम टू, मतलब बाद में आपको पता चलेगा कि खैर नेहरू की गवर्नमेंट गई, फिर लाल बहादुर शास्त्री की गवर्नमेंट आई, फिर इंदिरा गांधी की गवर्नमेंट आई. एट दिस गवर्नमेंट, द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंदिरा गांधी, दैट इन द फर्स्ट टेन्योर स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 1971, इन द मीन टाइम देयर वाज द अनप्रेसिडेंटेड एपिसोड ऑफ इमरजेंसी, यू नो. So this government continued up to 1977, but due to its policy of its, you can say, the emergency was imposed on India, and sometimes it damaged the democratic structure of India. So there was a sharp reaction even among the people and the political parties. So there was the formation of a coalition party that was called Janata Party. There were the different splinter groups joined the party. For example, Jansangh, even you can say the and different parties, you can say Krisak Praja Party and whatever might be the party. So a number of parties were just, you can say, combined together to form the Janata Party in 1977, and the party fought the elections, and this party came to the power. So it was in the election of the manifesto of Janata Party, the election of the manifesto of Janata Party, in the manifesto of the elections of Janata Party, the Janata Party's government would extend the reservation to other backward caste as well. So per se, its election manifesto, it formed a commission in 1978, which I have just mentioned, that was the Mandal Commission. So Mandal Commission, that was in 1978, it was the formation, and this Mandal Commission started earmarking the number of caste for reservation, and it selected thousands and thousands of caste all over India, you know, 3,000 something, I am recalling, so far I am recalling 3,000 some number of caste. But when this Mandal Commission presented its recommendation, submitted its recommendation, but in the meantime the government of Janata Party declined, because this government declined in 1979. And then after 1979 there were elections were organized in India. So there was the comeback of Indira Gandhi as the Prime Minister of India in 1980, you know. मतलब कि देखो जनता पार्टी के इलेक्शन मैनिफेस्टो में था कि हम जो अदर बैकवर्ड कास्ट को रिजर्वेशन देंगे. तो 1978 में इसने कमीशन भी फॉर्म किया, मंडल कमीशन, और मंडल कमीशन जब तक अपना रिकमेंडेशन दिया 1980 में दिया, तब तक 1979 में ये गवर्नमेंट गिर गई, और फिर इंदिरा गांधी का कमबैक हुआ 1980 में. तो मंडल कमीशन ने उसी समय रिकमेंडेशन दिया. तो इंदिरा गांधी का तो इलेक्शन मैनिफेस्टो था भी नहीं, इस तरह की डिवाइसिव पॉलिसी को अडॉप्ट नहीं करना चाहती थी, समझती थी कि उसके वोट बैंक पर इंपैक्ट पड़ सकता है, सवर्णा वोट बैंक पर. इस डर से उसने क्या किया, उस रिकमेंडेशन को ठंडे बस्ते में डाल दिया. मींस कि सी आल्सो पुट द रिपोर्ट ऑफ मंडल कमीशन इनटू कोल्ड स्टोरेज. सो सी जस्ट ग्रेस द पोस्ट अप टू 1984, बट यू पीपल मे हैव द इंफॉर्मेशन कि 1984 इन नवंबर 1984 she was assassinated. So after her assassination, you know, the elections were held in India in 1985. So Rajiv Gandhi came to power with landslide victory, bagging nearly 325, to total number of 325 seats, which was a record-breaking achievement of the government of Rajiv Gandhi and the Congress Party, you know. तो इतने सारे सीट्स उसको मिले, और फिर यो तो इस प्रकार से, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी in total 425 seats, and it got the seats, but Rajiv Gandhi government never tried to touch this Mandal Commission report. In the meantime, there was the rise of a splinter group in Congress under BP Singh, and BP Singh turned to be a rebel, and later resigning from the Congress, he formed another party, another coalition party, and that is known as Jan Morcha. And in the meantime, Rajiv Gandhi, the tenure was over, so in 1990 the elections were held. So Jan Morcha fought against the Congress, and then there was the formation of a Jan Morcha government under BP Singh. Although it was a minority government, you know, and it was a coalition government, because the BP Singh's government existed at the support of Communist Party and the BJP both. मतलब ओवरऑल एक इंटरेस्टिंग एपिसोड है, मैं आपको क्या बताऊं. 1990 का जो डेकेड है, आप लोगों के जो जनरेशन के बच्चे हैं वो तो 2000 या हो सकता है 98, 99 या 2000 या 2000 ईयर्स के ही, मतलब आप लोगों का डेट ऑफ बर्थ चल रहा हो, आई डोंट नो, बट 1990 का जो डेकेड है बड़ा मोमेंटस डेकेड है, यू नो. आपको पता है 1990 का डेकेड वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री, व्हेनेवर आई टीच यू वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री, वहां भी आपको बताऊंगा, इंडियन हिस्ट्री में बता रहा हूं कि आप 1990 के डेकेड को एक लैंडमार्क डेकेड मानिए. यही देखो, वर्ल्ड वाइड देयर वाज द एंड ऑफ कोल्ड वॉर. Worldwide, there was the end of Cold War and the beginning of the policy of economic liberalization. In India, in 1991, Narasimha Rao, in the end of Cold War, disintegration of Soviet Union, the beginning of the policy of economic liberalization, Arthik Udarikaran. And in case of India, Narasimha Rao opened the economy, the policy of economic liberalization in 1991. And in 1990, you can say that the case of Ayodhya became severe. And in 1992, the demolition of mosque in Ayodhya. And it was in 1990 the government of Vishwanath Pratap Singh, actually, he enforced this report of Mandal Commission suddenly on 7th August 1990. So 3M collided with each other. Mandir, Mandal, and Market. Market was for Narasimha Rao, Mandir for BJP, and Mandal for Vishwanath Pratap Singh, and the rule, and you can say regional patriarchs like Lalu Prasad Yadav and Mulayam Singh Yadav. So in this way, you can say there was the enforcement of this report of Mandal Commission, and a new era started. So in this way, my friend, you will come to know about the reservation of the backward caste, you know. So this aspect is over now. And now I have to move to other aspect. This question I have done yesterday. And now, my friends, we have topic 6, but numbering is different of topic 5. You people have to move to the structure, Indian economy, agrarian reforms, Nehruvian economic model, and economic planning. Legacy of colonial government, agriculture sector, lack of capital and heavy industries, agriculture sector, feudal relations, industrial sector, lack of capital and heavy industries. Then taxation system unjust because the lower class people were paying more tax. Limited investment in social sector, high birth and death rate, and life expectancy was 32 years. Literacy rate was 16%.
They belong to the current Gujarat. Is it right or wrong?
Who? Rudra, ancestors of Jinnah was Hindu. It was more a hearsay than the reality. But Rudra, I have to inform you that actually, in our tradition, today you are bifurcating Hinduism and Islam in very neat and clean manner. They are Hindus, they are Muslims, etc. But at that time, actually in India, before advent of British, even the caste structure was very fluid, and even religious and the communal structure was fluid. Fluid in that sense. In caste structure, you can say there was the mobility of caste. Sometimes this caste was moving upward, sometimes this caste downward, then again this caste upward and downward. So there was this system was quite fluid and flexible. The same happens in case of communities also. But when the British introduced the census, so the census of the British made the caste structure rigid. And now you cannot change the caste. Once registered forever. Rudra, I'm answering your question. And likewise in communities, you can say there was the clear division. This belong to Hindu community, this belong to Muslim communities. My friends, when the census started, so when the census officers in Punjab started to inquire what is the caste, and so whenever it was going to register the different communities, so from some people, this censor commissioner inquired to which community you belong. Either you are Hindus or Muslims. So they were quite unaware. They told, I don't know whether I am Hindus or Muslims. In that case, there was the instruction to the census commissioner कि suppose if the picture is blurred and you are not clear to whether this particular man belongs to the Hindu community or the Muslim community, so in that case you have to register this man and register the people in the name of Hindus. तो हिंदू कम्युनिटीज के नाम पर उनको रजिस्टर कर दो जिनका कम्युनल पोजीशन क्लियर नहीं है, जिनका रिलीजियस पोजीशन क्लियर नहीं है. तो ये बहुत सारे कम्युनिटी नाम है, जैसे अब जिन्ना के खोजा कम्युनिटी से थे और वो बोहरा कम्युनिटी से खोजा कम्युनिटी जुड़ा हुआ था. उसमें क्या था कि बहुत वाटर टाइट कंपार्टमेंट हिंदू एंड मुस्लिम्स का नहीं था, उनमें बहुत सारा रिचुअल्स उनका कॉमन हुआ करता था. तो जिन्ना के बारे में यही था, बट विद द एकेडमिकली इट हार्डली मैटर्स. सो मैं आप लोगों से ये पूछना चाहूंगा कि आप लोग जो क्वेश्चन पूछिए तो ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछिए जिससे थोड़ा मार्क्स बढ़े या आपका ओवरऑल एक क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग बढ़े. आप पर्सनल लाइफ के बारे में जान के क्या करेंगे, उनके पेरेंट्स क्या थे, दैट इज वेरी पर्सनल थिंग दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू एनहांस योर नॉलेज फॉर फ्रॉम द एकेडमिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू.
Also, the question is giving reservation on the equality.
No, because they are the exceptions in Constitution. Asutosh, Constitution there is a provision for reverse discrimination. You will find that in Article 15 and Article 16. In Article 14, you can say there was the equality before the law, and equal protection of law. But in Article 15 and 16, there was you can say equality was emphasized. From Article 14 to 18, you would right to equality. Equality was emphasized. But exceptions are Article 15.3 and 15.4. Likewise, the Article 15, 16.3 and 16.4, clause 3 and 4. So they were put as the exceptions, and reservations extended to the different groups on that basis. तो इसमें इवन आर्टिकल 340 से भी सपोर्ट मिला है, जिसमें जो बैकवर्ड कम्युनिटीज है उसके डेवलपमेंट के लिए प्रोविजंस की मांग है, तो उससे इक्वलिटी अफेक्टेड नहीं होता है.
Anand पूछ रहे हैं why Eastern Pakistan is not merged with India after the war as we have Bangla community.
Who?
Anand.
Anand, this is a useless question. Anand, please don't spend your time on wastage of time for you people. Was it actually Eastern Pakistan? It was having a single identity, So how did Eastern Pakistan or the Bangladesh would accept the merger with India? It was not its preference. Today, even the Bhutan and Nepal just prefer their separate existence. It was beyond question. My friends, you have to go through reforms, economic reforms as an essential ingredient a nation building. अब देखो, अब इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म्स आर द एसेंशियल इंग्रेडिएंट इन द नेशन बिल्डिंग. सो फार एज यू आर नॉट कैरिंग द इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म्स, यू कैन नॉट परफॉर्म द टास्क ऑफ नेशन बिल्डिंग. तो हाउ वाज इट पॉसिबल? मतलब जब तक आप इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म्स नहीं करोगे और आपको एक स्ट्रॉन्ग इकोनॉमिक बेसिस नहीं मिलेगा तो आपका नेशन सर्वाइव नहीं करेगा. तो पहली चीज यह है कि फाइट अगेंस्ट कॉलोनियल लीगेसी. फाइट अगेंस्ट कॉलोनियल लीगेसी. या
Sam पूछ रहे हैं why the law made support of Muslims.
actually the Muslims were enjoying the personal
Sam.
Muslims were enjoying the personal law, and actually there was the earlier planning was for making a uniform civil code. If they could have been the formation of uniform civil code, so then the women from the Muslim women, Hindu women, Christian women could have enjoyed the equal facilities. But it didn't become the case because Indian leaders at that time didn't dare to introduce the uniform civil code due to the communal backlash. There might have been a backlash from the different communities. So in order to avoid the condition of backlash, they just didn't dare to do so. इसलिए क्या हुआ कि उस तरह की चीजें लागू नहीं हो पाई, तो इसलिए मुस्लिम women personal law से guided होती रही. That's why Sham, it didn't become possible.
Anand पूछ रहे हैं, is only government responsible for not dilute?
No, not Bhavna, it was not the case. What I have told you, liberty, equality, and fraternity. So far as fraternity is not going to accept, so simply liberty and equality are not sufficient. If you will talk about the failure of the government was that reservation. Reservation didn't get success everywhere. अब government का failure यह है कि जैसे देखो, अब Bhavna, I was telling you कि you will find that even SC there are the two categories. One are the urban based and slightly developed. Today they are enjoying the slightly better position. For example, in certain areas. Or the son and progeny of the earlier officers in SC, they are enjoying the true benefit of reservation. But what about the rural people? They are even not aware about the reservation policy, and they are working at the agricultural level today. So if they could have the land reforms properly, which I have to go into discuss with you later, so then this policy could have got success. The government का failure तो है कि उन्होंने land reforms किया होता, rural area में जो SC है उनका economic condition improve किया होता, वो नहीं हो पाया था. Failure of government as well, but even community is equally accountable for that. And we community has not done enough for their betterment. So on both the fronts, you'll find the failure.
Another question: does active discrimination violate law of fair?
No. Actually, Aman, this reverse discrimination is supposed to be an essential. Actually, अब देखो, don't speak of the political freedom. The 19th century, when Jawaharlal Nehru just declared that in 19th century was the century of political freedom, but 20th century must be the century of economic and social freedom. Now it depends whether you are giving priority to economic and social freedom or simply political freedom. If you will just make an assessment simply on the basis of political freedom, it appears to be discriminatory. But you will come to realize that without ensuring the economic and social freedom, a certain number of people in your communities cannot enjoy the political freedom. So then you are doing justice to them. तो मतलब कि आप अगर यह मानते हो कि स्वतंत्रता का मतलब राजनीतिक स्वतंत्रता है, तब तो आपको अनफेयर लगेगा. आप सोचोगे स्वतंत्रता का मतलब इकोनॉमिक एंड सोशल फ्रीडम है, नहीं तो जो मुट्ठी में जो रिच पीपल हैं तो वही फ्रीडम को एंजॉय करते रह जाएंगे और बाकी तो जो इकोनॉमिकली जो पुअर हैं, जो सोशली ऑस्ट्रासाइज्ड हैं, तो बेचारे तो पॉलिटिकल फ्रीडम एंजॉय नहीं करेंगे. तो उनको आप इनेबल कर रहे हो, तो ये फेयरनेस के खिलाफ कैसे हो सकता है? तो फाइट अगेंस्ट द कॉलोनियल लेगेसी. तो फर्स्टली हियर आई हैव गिवन यू द चांस एग्रीकल्चर. एग्रीकल्चर में क्या है? तो फ्यूडल रिलेशन है, जो मैंने डायग्राम में आपको दिया है. यानी एग्रीकल्चर फ्यूडल रिलेशन, यानी परमानेंट सेटलमेंट, जमींदारी सिस्टम, द स्ट्रांग पोजीशन ऑफ लैंडलॉर्ड्स एटसेट्रा. देन यू आर ऑब्जर्विंग हियर इंडस्ट्री. तो lack of infrastructure and basic industry. Lack of infrastructure and basic industry. Third, you can say taxation. What is the specificity of taxation? You can say, in fact, taxation system was unjust. अब क्यों unjust था? Those who were the rich people were liable to pay the less quantity of tax than the poor people. And the poor people are paying a larger amount of tax than the rich. You can imagine that the total in the total revenue account, the contribution of land revenue alone was 52%, and 16% contribution was from salt tax. So salt tax more burdensome on poor, you can imagine, because the salt is used by both rich and poor alike. And this land revenue, so land revenue from the 16%, so taxation system was unjust. And then you find here next one. And what is the next one? Social sector. So no investment, and you can say meager investment in education and health, sector. You can very well imagine in the education sector and health sector both, the meager investment, very you can say a scant amount. So that's why you can say even at the time of Indian freedom, the literacy rate was simply 16%. And in health sector, can you imagine that what was the life expectancy at that time? उसमें जीवन प्रत्याशा लोगों की जो meager investment in education and health, sector. You can very well imagine in the education sector and health sector both, the meager investment, very you can say a scant amount. So that's why you can say even at the time of Indian freedom, the literacy rate was simply 16%. And in health sector, can you imagine that what was the life expectancy at that time? उसमें जीवन प्रत्याशा लोगों की जो जीने की आयु होती थी मात्र 32 years होता था. Life expectancy was simply 32 years. Can you imagine that? इतना critical situation था. Health sector में investment नहीं था, education sector में investment नहीं था. जो कर प्रणाली थी वो अन्यायपूर्ण थी. जो रिच हैं वो कम टैक्स देते थे, जो पुअर हैं वो ज्यादा टैक्स देते थे. और इंडस्ट्री है उसमें बेसिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का अभाव था. बेसिक इंडस्ट्रीज को हेवी इंडस्ट्रीज करते उसकी कमी, तो उसके बिना इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन हो नहीं सकता. और एग्रीकल्चर फ्यूडल रिलेशंस था. So this was the colonial legacy. And colonial legacy I have just told you here, and this diagram is going to reflect it. Then you find here this one, and then the legacy of British rule in post-independence India. So that is clearly mentioned. Economic sector. India was suffering from poverty, illiteracy, unemployment, food crisis, economic and technological backwardness as a result of colonial legacy. Out of 800 million hectares of land, अब देखिए cultivable land 800, only 300 million hectares were cultivated. मतलब 800 million hectares cultivable land था इंडिया के पास, लेकिन मात्र 300 million hectares का ही cultivation हो पाता था. In that, only 17% of the land was irrigated, and among them 17% was irrigated only. Apart from that, landlordism prevailed in agriculture sector, and the distribution of land was also unequal. On the other, the agriculture sector was technologically backward. In this way, agriculture was overburdened. Maximum number of population was dependent on agriculture, nearly 85% at that time. And maximum number of population was dependent on agriculture in one way or the other. Even the taxation system was unjust. The lower class people were paying more tax than the upper one. Out of the total tax, 52% was coming from land revenue, 16% from salt tax. Manufacturing sector was dwarfed in relation to service sector. And service sector was more developed than the manufacturing sector. That was in the beginning, in the British, under the British rule. Also, I have made this point clear. Social sector. The society was divided on the line of caste and community. There was high birth and death rate. Infant mortality rate was very high. At the time of independence, literacy was 16%. Female literacy rate was just 8%. That is 16%, and that was simply 8%. And gender inequality was a big fact, social problem. Culture sector. Even after the departure of the British, Western culture maintained its supremacy through English language. Based on language and culture, the country remained divided between India and Bharat. And India to belong to India. अब इसी पर तो देखते हैं, इंग्लिश में बोलना पड़ता है, हिंदी बोलना पड़ता है. तो इंडिया और भारत का मतलब है कि हिंदी इंडिया और द वर्नाकुलर इंडिया, एंड इंडिया का मतलब हुआ इंग्लिश इंडिया, बिकॉज देयर वाज द प्रीडोमिनेंस ऑफ इंग्लिश. अब कैटलिस्ट बिहाइंड द नेहरूवियन मॉडल डेवलपमेंट. अब नेहरू ने जो अपना डेवलपमेंट का मॉडल अपनाया, व्हिच वाज कैरेक्टराइज्ड एज नेहरूवियन मॉडल, व्हाट वाज द फीचर बिहाइंड दैट? Socialist model of Soviet Russia. What is the actually, my friends, whenever I will teach you world history just after finishing modern, then I will make you clear what was the specificity of Socialist Russia. Socialist Russia, in fact, Russia was a socialist country, and after the Bolshevik Revolution, which got success in Russia in October 1917. So after the success of the Bolshevik Revolution, there was the formation of a government, a socialist government in Russia, and it was definitely the first socialist government in the world. So under the socialist government, all the property was put under the government control, and then under Joseph Stalin, who was the successor of Lenin, Soviet Russia started economic planning, and its objective was fast industrialization. So Russia was basically an agrarian economy, but it quickly moved on the path of industrialization. In fact, Jawaharlal Nehru made the first visit of Soviet Russia in 1927 when he was at the young age. He was so impressed with the achievement of even under Stalin, Iraq won the Second World War, and Russia could have given a crushing defeat to Nazi Germany by dint of its economic power, its industrialization. So Nehru was so overwhelmed with the success of Russia, Nehru just tried to put India on the path of Russian industrialization. उनको लगा कि भाई देखिए नेहरू रशिया से बहुत प्रभावित थे, क्योंकि आपको मैं वर्ल्ड में बताऊंगा कि रशिया में एक बोल्शेविक रिवॉल्यूशन हुआ, और बोल्शेविक रिवॉल्यूशन में क्या हुआ कि वहां पर एक पहली सोशलिस्ट गवर्नमेंट एस्टैब्लिश हुई, तो उसने पूरी प्रॉपर्टी को स्टेट कंट्रोल में ला दिया, और फिर वहां पर उसने फास्ट इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन शुरू किया। तो जब सोवियत रशिया में इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन शुरू हुआ तो वो बड़ा ही मॉडर्न और पावरफुल कंट्री बन गया, जर्मनी तक को डिफीट कर दिया। तो नेहरू सोच रहे थे कि हमको रशियन मॉडल पर इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन करना है। तो आपको ये मैंने इसमें दिया हुआ है, व्हाट वाज द कैटलिस्ट बिहाइंड द इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म्स इंट्रोड्यूस्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट इंडिपेंडेंट टू रिमूव टैक्सेटिव कॉलोनियल एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम इंडियन इकोनॉमी। तो एक तो ये हुआ, दूसरा हुआ बॉम्बे प्लान इन 1944-45। अब इन अबाउट द बॉम्बे प्लान आई हैव टू इन्फॉर्म यू, यहाँ पर मैंने आई मेंशन अबाउट इट, इंडियाज एम्बिशन टू गेट इंडस्ट्रियल पावर ऑन द पैटर्न ऑफ रशिया एंड जापान इन न्यू सोशलिज्म एंड देन रियलाइजिंग द ऑब्जेक्टिव। इसके बाद नेहरूस व्हाट स्टेप्स वे टेकन बाय नेहरूस गवर्नमेंट। So what were the basic catalysts behind Nehru's socialist model of Soviet Russia? Then the Bombay plan of 1944-45. You will be just, you can say, at the second one here I have to make it clear. The first one, basic catalyst behind Nehruvian model of economy. एक कैटलिस्ट है रशियन मॉडल, रशियन सोशलिस्ट मॉडल, इकोनॉमी, स्टेट कंट्रोल, फास्ट इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन। मतलब नेहरू ने रशियन सक्सेस से इंप्रेस होकर ये डिसाइड कर लिया था कि हमें इंडिया को फास्ट इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन करना है। सेकेंड वन यू कैन से कैपिटलिस्ट मॉडल बेस्ड ऑन केनेसियन इकोनॉमी। अब स्टेट और नॉट स्टेट, यू कैन से द गवर्नमेंट डिमांड मैनेजमेंट इकोनॉमी अंडर प्राइवेट सेक्टर। अब मैं स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ मुझे पहले आपको समझा लेने दो। जैसे देखिए कैपिटलिज्म का सीधा सा मतलब होता है, जब कैपिटलिज्म की बात होती है तो उसका सीधा सा मतलब होता है कि इकोनॉमी मार्केट फोर्सेस के आधार पर चलना चाहिए। आप कहेंगे मार्केट फोर्सेस क्या है? तो मार्केट फोर्सेस का मतलब डिमांड एंड सप्लाई रूल्स। डिमांड एंड सप्लाई रूल्स का मतलब है कि मार्केट में आप इंटरवेंशन मत करिए, उसको फ्री छोड़ दीजिए। क्योंकि ये इसका फादर था इस इकोनॉमिक्स का, उसका नाम था एडम स्मिथ। तो एडम स्मिथ, डेविड रिकार्डो, ये सब इसको कहते हैं क्लासिकल इकोनॉमिक्स। तो क्लासिकल इकोनॉमिक्स मान के चलता था कि लेट द मार्केट रन ऑन इट्स ओन इंटरनल लॉज, एंड इंटरनल लॉज आर द लॉज ऑफ डिमांड एंड सप्लाई। हायर द डिमांड हायर द प्राइस, एंड लोअर द डिमांड लोअर द प्राइस। So market is itself the rational. So there should not be the outside intervention into the market. The government should not intervene into the market forces. The government should confine itself simply for maintaining law and order, and all the economic activities should be left to the forces of the market. उसका मानना था कि अब राज्य का काम तो कानून व्यवस्था होनी चाहिए और बाकी सब कुछ आप बाजार पर छोड़ दीजिए, क्योंकि बाजार बड़ा तर्कसंगत होता है, बहुत रैशनल होता है, वह खुद जस्टिस करेगा। अच्छा, तो उनका कहना था कि बाजार स्वयं अपना कोर्स लेगा और अपना जस्टिस करेगा, जिससे बाजार पर छोड़ दीजिए। तो ये था एडम स्मिथ का और डेविड रिकार्डो का अर्थशास्त्र, जिसको क्लासिकल अर्थशास्त्र कहते हो। बट माय स्टूडेंट, इन द वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री पार्ट आई विल मेक यू क्रिस्टल क्लियर। लेकिन आप लोगों से एक ही मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप लोग थिंकिंग क्रिएचर बनो। जब आप लोग कई बार क्वेश्चन करते हो तो दैट अपीयर्स टू बी हॉरिफिक फॉर मी, क्योंकि आप लोग पर्सनल क्वेश्चन पूछते हो कि जिन्ना ने ऐसा क्यों सोचा, तो उन्होंने ऐसा क्यों किया, तो वहां गए सुभाष को तो कम्युनिस्टों ने क्यों सहायता की। तो मुझे लगता है कि उससे आपके मार्क्स का संवर्धन नहीं होगा। देखो क्यूरियोसिटी का कोई एंड नहीं है, बट यू हैव टू कन्फाइन योर, यू हैव टू कंसंट्रेट जस्ट तुम देखो तुम्हारा टारगेटेड स्टडी होना चाहिए। टारगेटेड स्टडी का मतलब है यू शुड मेक एन एंडेवर फॉर मैक्सिमाइजेशन ऑफ मार्क्स। कि एक मार्क्स का प्रीलिम्स का क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कैसे हो, मेंस का क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कैसे हो, उसमें आपको फोकस्ड स्टडी करना होगा। आप अगर इधर उधर के क्वेश्चन पर ध्यान दोगे तो फिर आपका जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो डिवाइड कर जाएगा। टू कंसंट्रेट ओवर दैट। तो मैं आपको बताऊंगा वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री पार्ट में, बट आप लोगों को उसी तरह से चेंजेस समझना है जिस तरह मैं बता रहा हूं। यहां पर भी आपको डायग्राम समझना है, नेशन बिल्डिंग, जो मैंने पहला डायग्राम दिया था जिसमें आप 6 इश्यूज को आपने पकड़ा हुआ है, उस डायग्राम को आपको फॉलो करना है। तो here my point is this was John Maynard Keynes. His name is John Maynard Keynes. He was a very competent economist in the West, you know. So John Maynard Keynes basically in fact the classical economics just broke down, and you can say it was almost, you can say, the capitalist economy came to a standstill at the time of economic crisis and the world economic depression of 1929-30. So after the world economic depression there was the rise of a new economist that was called John Maynard Keynes. So this is popularly known as Keynesian economics. तो Keynesian economics ने जो डेविड रिकार्डो का और एडम स्मिथ का फ्री इकोनॉमी का कॉन्सेप्ट था उसको छोड़ दिया। उसने कहा कि नहीं, economy should not be allowed to work free, because in that case there would be such a crisis in economy. So state had itself, you can say, do the demand management. State had to play the active role in economy, although leave the economy under the control of the private sector. The government should not control the economy as you find the case in socialist model. The government should actually, in socialist model, the whole economy under the control of the state. Here, there should not be the state control. The economy should be under the control of the private sector, but the government had to create the demand in economy through fiscal policy. It has given the concept of the fiscal policy. आप लोगों ने राजकोषीय नीति सुना होगा। The government is having the two weapons. One is the taxation system, another is the government expenditure. So through taxation system and expenditure, the government had to maintain the demand in economy. तो ये केन्स का कहना था। तो जवाहरलाल नेहरू जिसमें इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसी को अडॉप्ट कर रहे थे उसमें फ्री इकोनॉमी तो थी नहीं। अब आज का जो इकोनॉमिक रिवोल्यूशन के जो मसीहा है वो नेहरू को ब्लेम करेंगे कि नेहरू ने कंट्रोल इकोनॉमी लाया। तो भैया आपका तो कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी उसमें कंट्रोल था, जो केन्स के इकोनॉमिक्स पर आधारित था, और आज जो आप इकोनॉमिक रिवोल्यूशन देख रहे हो तो फिर बड़ी अलग तरह की चीज है। तो आप दोनों को क्यों इक्वेट कर रहे हो? तो ये अब यहाँ पर क्या है कि केनेसियन जो इकोनॉमिक मॉडल है उससे भी नेहरू का मॉडल इन्फ्लुएंस था कि भाई गवर्नमेंट को इकोनॉमी में एक एक्टिव रोल अदा करना है, वो लेसेस फेयर इकोनॉमी को, जिसको फ्री इकोनॉमी करते हो, गवर्नमेंट एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर सकता. तो दिस वाज द सेकंड वन फैक्टर, यू नो. देन यू कम टू नो अबाउट, एज यू फाइंड हियर, बॉम्बे प्लान. सॉरी, बॉम्बे प्लान. Now you can ask me what is Bombay Plan? In 1944-45, you will come to know actually the economic giants of India, the big industrialists of the 8 big industrialists of India gathered at Bombay, and they just prepared an economic plan and they recommended government to do something. Meghnad Desai and Sanjay Baru have heard a lot of praise on the architect of the Bombay Plan. It was the first example in the world. For the first time, the industrialists themselves took initiative and recommended government what to do in the economy. So it was the first example in the history of the world, you know, the Bombay Plan. And one important thing is that normally, if you will ask an industrialist what sort of economy you prefer, so normally the capitalist class demanded the, you can say, laissez-faire economy, or they demands there should not be the government intervention in economy. But surprisingly, the architect of the Bombay Plan just demanded the active participation of the government in the economy. मैंने आपको जानकर आश्चर्य होगा कि प्राय आप अगर पूछोगे किसी कैपिटलिस्ट से कि आप किस तरह की इकोनॉमी चाहते हैं, तो कैपिटलिस्ट कहेगा कि भाई हमें चाहिए लेसेस फेयर इकोनॉमी, हमें इकोनॉमी में किसी तरह का इंटरवेंशन नहीं चाहिए. लेकिन अगर आप बॉम्बे प्लान के आर्किटेक्ट को देखोगे तो यू विल बी सरप्राइज्ड टू नो दैट कि बॉम्बे प्लान के जो आर्किटेक्ट हैं उन्होंने एक तरह से कहा कि गवर्नमेंट सामने आए, लैंड रिफॉर्म्स करे, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाए, टैक्स लगाए, मैंने इकोनॉमी में इंटरवेन करे, इनवाइटेड